You will see a married woman, she will be so disrespectful
to the husband. Why she goes out and worship the pastor?
Because once she sees her pastor, Daddy, he's selling miracle water, miracle light.
They even sell key to heaven. They sell if you want to make heaven now, you can buy key to make heaven.
They understand that sin is only okay when you disobey the 10 commandments, you commit adultery, but they don't actually know that sin is not just about that. You talk about those things that you even do is not just against somebody but against yourself.
Even yourself. God will not deliver you of an ailment and ask you to pay for it. God will not anoint you and ask you to pay for the anointing oil. God will not splash water to heal you and ask you to pay for the water.
And all those people they go church, they wicked though.
One is answering divine grace, the other is answering grace of divine, and the other is answering grace of divine favor.
Hi guys, what's up? I hope you guys are doing very well. Okay, it's still another episode right here on the Chat Show with Full Moon. And of course, I've got my girls right here with me. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about something, it's not, is something that is everybody's business. Like, everybody's business, especially in Nigeria, right? And it's something that a whole lot of people still try to avoid speaking on because a whole lot of people benefit from this particular topic we're about to, dive in today. So, as usual, I have Frances right here with me.
Hello.
And of course, I have...
Hi guys, Treasure. Treasure is here again.
Right here with me. So, of course, we are bringing you fun and nothing but fun. Today, we're going to talk about church. Church. We're going to talk about church. We're going to talk about the business. Should I even say the business called church? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Because, like I said, it's a whole lot of things that when you talk about it, especially down here, this side of the world, everybody tends to jump on you and start saying, oh, don't say this about church. Oh, I don't even want to start. I don't even want to start talking aggressively because I know how I feel.
We don't need to, but we need to say the truth.
So now we want to talk about church and the business. Or the business called church. Now, I think I will be starting off with Treasure on this one. I'll be starting off with Treasure on this one.
Why me?
Because when I said about this topic, when I brought it up, Treasure was like, what was that thing you said again? Don't, oh Lord, what was that? Remember, like, you know what you said?
I said, I will not sin against God.
Okay. That she will not
I will not sin against God.
And that brings us back to what I just said earlier, because whenever you mention church, whenever you mention church, everybody in this side of the world tends to say, oh, that's not like that.
The Bible says thou shalt not judge.
What Bible? So now.
All right, guys. We're back on the talk show again. A chat with Full Moon. And on today's episode, we're discussing, like she mentioned, is church business.
Business.
Okay. I would say, frankly, it's not supposed to be a business. Church is supposed to be a place where we gather in one accord and call God to pray and pray to God. But somehow it has been diverted from just a house of worship to a place of business. How? It has been diverted such that some people don't work. They just believe you can read through Bible. Once you know Bible verses, you can quote Bible verses, then you are good to go in the business.
Yeah, definitely.
And this has eaten deep into our mentality as Africans. It has eaten deep into our culture. It has eaten deep into even our homes. Because I have come to see that some persons don't even see the God they worship. They see their pastor.
That is you.
And it shouldn't be. And again, we have now make it a pure business such that if you are in need, the pastor will still tell you, come and sow the little you have.
And God will bless you.
And God will bless you. What happens to you as my pastor blessing me? What happens to you as my pastor being my God sent? What happens to you as my pastor raising funds for me? So I would agree that it's becoming more of business than a worship house. So
okay, so I like what you said, that a lot of people, when they are grieving or maybe when they are in need, they tend to say, oh, they go to a pastor and they'll be like, pastor, I'm suffering this one, that one, and they will be like, okay, go and sow more seeds. You understand? And there is this thing they usually say that givers never lack.
of course.
So that is it. They will tell you to keep sowing. That's when you keep sowing, you keep receiving, right? But what stops you as a pastor from, okay, my son is in need and I have enough, even if he's okay, we know how hard things are these days, and yet you still see some people go to church and they demand even the little that you have, right? I'm not here to condemn church. I'm not saying I have nothing against church.
We have nothing against church.
Nothing against any religion you've deemed fit to practice. Practice is as so long as you're not hurting anybody, so long as you're not killing somebody or doing anything bad or illegal to achieve or maybe do your religion stuff. Just do what you have to do, right? But I just want to state that it has become appalling. It's so appalling these days that a whole lot of people use the name of God in vain just to get something out of the masses. How do they call it? Brethren. Their brethren pocket.
If I should start talking about how I feel about this church matter, we may not go today, but let me just be brief about it.
Okay.
You see, here, most especially in Nigeria, we've not really understood what church really means.
Yeah.
Okay? When you go abroad, you hear Church of the Corinthians there is a kind of universal oneness.
Okay.
Yes. So these people, they have this oneness. They have a particular place where they gather with this particular belief. Okay. So what do we define church as? Because when you look at it now, it's not like it's partially, it's a pure business.
Yeah.
You come to a flat harbor, there are 3 churches. They are saying that they are worshiping one God, and then one, for example, is answering, okay, let's go like this. One is answering divine grace, the other is answering grace of divine. And the other is answering grace of divine favor. Haba, what's that? And then these 3 people, grace divine, divine grace, and grace of divine favor, in one flat. Now, they claim to worship one God.
Yeah.
What? Okay, now, for instance, you want to describe me, Frances. I'm tall, I'm dark, I'm slim, right? Describe me, I'm tall, I'm dark, I'm slim. All of you are all talking about Frances with one description. There's one person. We believe that Frances is tall, she's dark, she's slim. Now, you people want to describe one God. You want to describe Frances with different description. Somebody is telling you that this God is black. Divine grace is telling you that is black. Grace of divine is telling you that is white. And then divine grace of favor is telling you that is blue. And you're talking about one person.
Yeah.
Is it not crazy?
It is.
It is actually.
It is.
It's crazy.
It is actually. But the thing is that this part of the world, like they see it as I want to believe that we are,
and they're all looking for members.
Yeah.
Not just about the reason why that gathering should be made, but they just want the members to increase, the multiplication that, oh, when you come to this church, it is
they
full.
have like
They have members. That's what makes it a church. Like now, church here, more sorry, I have to add Igbo because
No, it's good.
Yes,
it's cool.
yeah, because that this church is doing well is that when you come there and
there's crowd.
there is crowd. That means miracles are happening, powers are working. But
the thing is, I believe that most of us, especially, I think even in Africa, I think is more of Nigerians that has been so
Brainwashed.
and engrossed
We
with
have been
church.
so
Completely brainwashed.
that you will be seeing that a miracle is
okay.
staged.
Look at every
Hold
day.
on.
Okay.
That a miracle is staged. You've seen the evidence. They are showing you facts that okay, this is it. This is how this thing happened.
This is how it was.
This is how
And
you're
how is it
seeing
presently?
evidence, you're seeing facts that these guys go as far as paying actors to come to their church and pretend, oh, they were sick and now they are healed. I'm not saying there are no miracles. Of course, definitely miracle happen 247, which I am a part of it. I've seen miracle and I believe that yes, miracle happens. But then the thing these guys are selling is magic. They just want to tell you that, oh, this is it. And at the end of the day, you're bringing them, what is it called?
The fame. You're bringing them the money. You're bringing them the followers, the crowd they really desire.
You're bringing them the crowd. They're not really interested in what you are offering.
And again, and again, if I must mention, it is a business such that in the days of the Christ we follow, God will not deliver you of an ailment and ask you to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
God will not anoint you and ask you to pay for the anointing oil.
Exactly.
God will not splash water to heal you and ask you to pay for the water. It was not there. It was never there.
It was never there.
It was never in the practice. So if we're truly following Christ, why are things that Christ didn't do?
Yeah.
Do you know my problem? My problem here is not just about all these things, the business. Okay, we've known that 90% of it are business, but my problem here is that we, most especially Africans, has become so engrossed with this church of a thing, such that the time that we could have used to be making the miracles happen by ourselves, we are using it for church activities.
That is because we now believe we cannot pray for ourselves and God answers.
Okay, see, in the morning, okay, you want miracles to happen. You're looking for progress. You're praying for progress. On a Monday morning, okay, let's say in this part, Monday, sit at home. On a Tuesday morning.
It's usually Wednesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday morning, you're at home. You're fasting.
Yeah.
You're fasting. And then you spend the whole day at home. And then you believe in God. You've not gone out to open your shop. You've not gone to work. They're calling you at work. You say that there is fasting today. And when tomorrow you get sacked,
you're on the mountain.
Call it devil.
Yeah, you say devil.
So how are you sure that you're not the devil against yourself? We really need to understand a whole lot of things about this church of a thing.
There is a situation. There is something. You see somebody, you'll be praying for work, right? You'll be praying, you'll be begging God, give me work. If you give me this work, in fact, I will praise you all my life. I will love you all my life. At the end of the day, you get that job. When you get that job, Monday, if they now call you for that job, you now say, oh, I have morning prayer on Monday. Tuesday they call you. Oh, I'm sweeping church on Tuesday. Wednesday they call you. You're doing praise and worship in the church, this is somebody that has, and it's not
don't want
even
to play
a
with
joke.
the things of
And
God.
this is somebody that has prayed and asked God to give him a job.
Crazy.
And they gave you a job. And funny thing is that you will see a married woman, she will be so disrespectful
To the husband, why she goes out and worship the pastor.
disrespectful to her husband. But once she sees her pastor, daddy, a young boy,
Very crazy.
It's very crazy.
because he's now wearing suit.
Daddy
Jericho. Jericho.
A boy, if you say, hey daddy, you know,
You not see them kneeling down even to talk to them.
you now see
And
them. They can't
please,
even
we are not saying
eyeball to eyeball when they are talking.
And we are not saying it's wrong to respect your pastor. Well, that's not what we are saying. What we are saying is that same respect you are giving to your pastor, can you give it to your husband at home?
Fullmoon, see the most heartbreaking thing about this now. When you now have issues, you kept sowing you're an active member.
Yes,
you know so CD. In Nigeria 247, you're in charge. The activities now. When problem arises, wait for the church to come out when you have issues. They are nowhere to be found.
Nowhere.
Somebody will be an active member when the person falls sick. You will see they will go about. It's still from those people that you call Ndi or Juju. They are atheists, they don't go to church. They are still the same people that will donate for you. Yet the church that you've been carrying in your head.
And they have a way of manipulating people. And me, for one, I'm this kind of a person. I'm very, very difficult to manipulate. I'm not saying that, I'm, unmanipulatable, but very, very difficult. Before you can manipulate me, just know that I allowed it. I know what I want to do, but, maybe for peace or whatever, no one. There is this experience I had in my school days. There was this church, they had a way of coming to the school to pick people. On a Sunday, they'll bring their bus in front of our hostel. So if you want to go to church, you can actually join them. Then they will take you to their church.
For free?
For free. They'll even give you food. Jesus, they'll give you food.
First time, man. First time, man.
So, all of that. I shared a flat with my friends. So one day, the pastor came, because what they do is if you attend the church like 1 week, they will make you pastor. Like my two friends, then they became pastor in the church. My friends who are not waiting, they run. They became pastor.
Wonderful.
And there's the people
which you know what they run
and say, Pastor, please pray for me. It's all right. To tell you how manipulative these guys are, they were speaking to my friend. The guy already said he was not going to go to that church. Do you know that this guy talked to this guy to the extent that he just had to get up and say, okay, no problem, let's go. Let's go to the church, right? And me, I was just one side observing. So the guy was now like, why are you not going to church? Why are you not prepared? I said, I don't want to go to church. He was now like, why now? Why? If you don't go to church, that means, I now told him, I don't want to go to church. I don't feel like going to church. He now said, that means you don't love God. That if you don't go to church, that means you don't love God. I had to hurt the guy. Like, I told him, be very, very careful with him. Do you understand? Mind the next word that comes out of your mouth. Because you telling me simply because I didn't go to church or I don't want to go to church, that I don't love God.
You can't judge me.
You don't even have the right as a human being to tell me that. So he now saw like that the color of my eyes have changed immediately and my voice has increased. He was now like, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not saying that you don't love God, but if you don't want to go to it,
no problem.
I don't want to go. So this is how manipulative these guys can be.
Yeah.
Making you
Feel like you're the worst sinner.
They will tell you that last money in your account that you are holding on to. Release it to God and see what God will give you in return.
I've gone to church, right? They were doing their offering.
I've sown seed in my life that
they were doing offering. The
It's like
the girl didn't have cash, right? The girl now said,
like the way you're pouring out this thing.
Hold on. The girl now said that she doesn't have any cash. The usher told her that but this is gold that she can that she can give the gold
to God
so
that God can wear it.
The girl carry her phone, carry her bag. That was how she left the church. You understand? So these are the kind of things these people do. But here in Nigeria, whenever you mention church, everybody tends to say, "Oh, is their word of God? They are past." Who call you? Everybody now. God has called them. Everybody. Somebody will wake up and
it's just crazy.
And, it's just crazy. Look at what is going on with whoever is that pastor that is selling. He's selling miracle water, holy miracle light. Miracle water again, and these are not just.
They even sell key to heaven. They sell. If you want to make heaven, now you can buy key to make heaven.
These are not just pennies.
It's crazy.
These are.
How did we even get here?
How did we get here?
Even these people that actually preached us into Christianity, they don't do this nonsense that we do. They don't accept this nonsense that we do.
And the worst part of it is that most of us that carry this church and Christianity, if you ask them the real definition, they can't even know. They don't know.
Because they don't have
what is sin. Most times they understand that sin is only when you disobey the 10 commandments, you commit adultery, you do this, you don't do that, you collect your neighbor's property. But they don't actually know that sin is not just about that. When we talk about sin, you talk about those things that you even do. It's not just against somebody, but against yourself.
Even yourself.
Anything that will land you into trouble. They don't know. The only thing is when you disobey the 10 commandments. Farm at this life is just all about the right use of life, like the right use of yourself. What makes you a Christian? What makes you pure? Okay, you're saying that you're a Christian. You don't even know how to feed. And then tomorrow you get sick, you call it the devil.
They'll tell you you're serving a rich God.
And then they call it the devil.
A rich God and you're broke.
You see, it's crazy. When we want to start understanding this thing called about Christianity, we really need to sit down. You see the white people, they are reasoning.
And one thing they also
when you
tell
notice
us,
they don't believe in all this rubbish.
One thing they tell us, they make us believe.
When you're telling them about miracles and all those things, they will tell you that no, it's fake, because they know they believe in reality. Yes, I don't say that miracles don't exist, but come on, some things.
One thing they make us understand. What they make us understand is this: is when you are we are not saying paying tithes, doing offering. We're not saying those things are wrong, but they make you believe that if you don't pay your tithes in church, come on, what happens to giving arm to the less privileged? That's the way of paying your tithe. It doesn't mean that you must carry 10% of your whatever income you're getting or whatever it is you're receiving. 10% of it must go to your pastor. It mustn't go to your pastor. You can decide to take it to the less privileged, the orphanage home, and give it out. In fact, that is the best way to pay your tithe. Because you are giving to somebody that can never give you back.
Yeah, definitely. I had this conversation with someone one time. So he was like that I should give my 10%. And there is this issue of your first fruit you should give to your pastor. Like, wait,
my parents.
Me that know how my mama suffer. You understand? No, there's some things that doesn't make sense to me from time. Like, I saw my mom struggle to put me through school, right? And after all these things, when I now get my salary, I'm now gonna give pastor. Check it now. Check it. You now
truly, these things,
your pastor that is driving.
These things are common sense. Yes. Even though common sense is not common.
That is it.
Common sense is not common.
That is why I like sometimes it's absurd to the extent that is unbelievable and unimaginable.
Okay,
how
now
these
they
people
have issues with you. You don't come to church on Sundays. You're not a regular member, and then it starts bringing issues. I'll not ask myself, now, what does it profit me to please my church or to please the man of God or whosoever in the church that use my last card to come to go to that place, and then when I go back, I'm hungry.
You not feel
There's
bad.
nothing at home.
You will not be-
I can't provide. I can't put food on the table, and I'm back after shouting. I'm hungry.
I remember,
Oh Lord!
I remember one time like that.
It's frustrating. It's crazy. This there was those days I fell for those manipulation. But come on now,
No, I don't
like
think
if you're saying it that I'm not in, is that I'm not in.
The truth is,
whatever you want,
whatever
take
I'm
it.
saying here today, even God will be happy with me because I have
Take it, it's crazy.
at some point I once had a boyfriend that almost broke up with me because there's something I don't sow in my life. Sow seed. Even God is happy that I'm here out. God is happy that I've come to my senses. And that my ex, wherever he is, he'll be glad that I've come back to my senses. Because come on. I will sow
The truth is that each and every one of us fell for it. So
No, I did not. Except me.
Once in a while, we all fell for it.
Except me.
I was once
Right
a
from
cheerful
time-
giver.
Right from,
I've sold my last.
right
You're even
from
talking
time.
about your life.
I even felt like selling my property.
I've
Just
sown what fetches me money because I don't know.
God.
So you see,
Then in church, this we want to raise also amount. I need 10 people to bring 10,000.
10,000.
I will not start calculating how much will they give me this week?
You will have.
How much will they send for
You
me from
wouldn't
home?
have peace within yourself, and it will be as if fire is
Stop.
burning
That
you
is
to
it.
get up, get
That's
up.
that manipulation.
up.
Do you get it?
That's that manipulation.
Hey.
You'll be restless within you because you want to provide it, you want to make God, and it's really not God.
It's not God.
It's really
You're
not
doing
God.
It for your pastor. You're doing it for the building where you are not even.
Trust me,
Not
that doesn't
even
mean
in
that if
church.
you want to give, like willingly,
From
Like,
your
no,
heart,
if
if,
I
if
want
you're
to,
led,
like,
not that
yes.
if you're led from your heart, even if you're led from your heart, you need
Yes.
to be the church. It's simple. You can go ahead, do the give whatever church you want to give it to. But we are not saying it's a wrong. What we are saying is, don't be manipulated.
exactly,
Don't do things when you're not happy doing it,
exactly.
because you're actually sinning against yourself and sinning against God.
And
Exactly.
again, what a lot of people has failed also to understand is that there is a big difference, like a magnitude of big difference between
Magnitude of big difference. How serious it is.
church and spirituality. They are two different things. Anybody can come out and say, "Oh, I have a church," and no, those people they go church, they wicked though. Hey,
I don't know about that.
No,
them they will,
thank
because
you.
they will be showing you pepper and they will be backing it up with
With the
Bible.
Bible.
They will tell you, they will be showing you pepper and they will be backing it up with Bible. They will tell you,
Hi.
God
Pathetic.
said this. God said, very wicked set of people.
I'm telling you.
Very wicked.
You see, I know how, all those people that what are they calling it?
Brainwash people.
Rubber trade and
Yes, now.
long rope. Fear them.
Because how can you tell me that?
It'll trade
How
you.
can you tell me that
trade you.
you put a sticker on your gas cooker, be on your cylinder, and the cylinder did not finish for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? You know, there's some things that it is disturbing.
Yeah.
And you
That is the reason why I said
and you know
common
that-
sense is actually not common, because if
I
common
know
sense
that.
is common, once you're about to say it out, you should reason and say,
Yes.
does it actually make sense?
Yes, and you know that Onya will go serious problem any day to Ega. Because for you to come out and say, nah, you put a sticker on a cylinder and the cylinder did not finish for 3 years.
At least if you're not ashamed of yourself, be ashamed of people that are listening
You know?
to you.
So that is what we're talking about today. But let's just, in a nutshell, let's just give one-on-one what's your final take on this topic.
My final take on this topic is that actually, see, the best worship you can do for yourself is the worship you do by your own self. That's it. The church of yourself, yes. That's it. The church of yourself, because nobody can get close to God except the way you do it. Nobody can get close to God except the way you do it. Anywhere can be your church.
Of course.
Your house, your room.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, just what you need is focus. Even as I am now, I could be praying. Within me, calculating and stressing a whole lot of things, I'm talking to my God. And when I get directions, he answers me. He tells me what to do. He gives me. I mustn't go just in a branded place, a conference, a hall with a setup of some items, speakers and altar or whatever. And then that's where my prayers must be answered. No. Like as I'm talking to you, I'm calculating, I'm praying within myself. I'm doing the communication. So nobody can do the spiritual, whatever, the church and everything except the way you do it. So to me, I feel that it mustn't necessarily be when we always go there every Sunday or be an active member that you are spiritual or a church goer, because what we see these days is business. That's the truth. So nobody can do it exactly the way you do it. And trust me, if you practice it, you see that it works for you.
All right.
That's it.
So, Treasure.
From what she has said, right? Let me just add more few points to what she has said. What she's trying to say is, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
No matter the prayer your pastor prays for you, I bet you, if you don't pray for yourself, you're joking.
Yeah.
That same connection your pastor has with that same God, if it is the same God, you have that same connection with your God. And if you think I'm joking, pray sincerely with your heart to God and see if he does not answer.
Exactly.
Don't be manipulated.
Exactly.
That's all we are saying.
All right, so my own take is that it's a common sense. It's because it baffles me how people fall for these things.
Yeah.
But it's just all common sense, right? There is a big difference between all these things, or magic and the real thing.
Magic and miracle.
If you feel the presence of God, you will know. They know they tell you twice.
Yeah.
You will know. You don't have to be. You don't have to write a script for you to come out and say you did this, you did that. You're even provoking God by saying all sorts of rubbish in his name. You understand? And there is a big difference, like I said before, between Christianity and spiritual. Just for me, be a good person in this. Christianity is not the only religion in this life. There are other religions, there are other people, but they are not attacking themselves as Christians are attacking themselves.
I'm telling
you. They are not. They are all these people, all these people that practice Hinduism, all these people that practice Buddhism, they are even progressing more than us. We carry the church for head down here. You understand? So it's just a matter of be a good person. Just
be nice.
The Bible says the highest commandment is the commandment of love your neighbor as yourself. If you love your neighbor the way if I should love my neighbor the way I love myself, I should be able to give my neighbor anything that I can give myself.
And the world will be a better place for everyone.
Be a better place
for everyone.
It's as simple as that. You don't have to come and start doing, judging and doing all those kind of things. It's not necessary. So that's what we're saying on this episode of church. And remember, like we said earlier, we're not here to antagonize any church.
Exactly.
Or tell you not to go and do your go and sow your seed though.
All we are saying is don't get manipulated.
Yes, if you think it works
don't give it if you are not happy.
Go and give. If your pastor, you want to give your pastor your first fruits, go and give. Even if you want your pastor to be the father of your child, it's all right. Go and do that one.
Spiritual father.
Even spiritual, physical. I don't know.
Physical.
Now you they put spiritual. All right. So guys, that's how we round it up today. Share your own opinion and tell us what you think about what we have discussed here today. What is your own opinion on church? Has it done more good than bad? Still the chat show with Fumo right here, and of course we are signing out from this one. Thank you very much.